Welcome to Tim and Joel calling it in the ring live from the Glitchiverse. I'm on a crummier camera because camera's preoccupied. If you're listening, you don't care because everything else is the same. Care about your business.
That's right. Mind your business. Watch
Also,
it on audio.
control your narrative.
No, please don't. Please, God, for the love of God, don't.
I know you've been trying to escape. I'm gonna pull you back in. You
Buddy,
see Braun
I'm
Strowman
muted.
kick that guy in the face? Or Adam Scherr?
No, I muted the shit out of that.
Yeah,
hashtag.
so I'll give you the highlights. Adam Scherr has stupid hair. He kicked a child in the face. He was nice.
Oh my God.
And they black bagged a guy.
I'm sorry, what?
They threw a black sack over a guy's head, and I don't know. I didn't care. I didn't read into it anymore. It just seemed messed up.
I mean, while people were doing that, I was watching this.
Sacrifice! 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 Sacrifice!
And it was a really good show. So if you go out of your way and you watch Sacrifice or Impact, you'll actually enjoy it. It was a fun show, other than whatever the hell you're talking about, because that was such a garbage show you were just talking about.
I did read like a brief little summary. It sounds so insane. Like it's just like what a bunch of absolute nut jobs would put together as like what they think is very deep and intelligent, but is like you have been hit in the head so many times level of stupid. So, anyway. Cool guys, all of you. You're all very cool guys.
That listen, we love all different sorts of wrestling here. There's
a lot of wrestling I don't like.
That's true. We talk about a lot of different wrestling here. And I think most of the time we find something that we can both agree on, or at least both clown on. And this is one of those things that we're both going to clown on because
it's going to be it's pure clownery. I mean, it's weird how serious they take it because it's like so funny in how serious they think it is.
Anyway, if you want to control your narrative, no shit, I don't want to use that segue. It's so bad.
One day he's going to copyright that phrase if he ever learns how to copyright things. I don't think he knows how to navigate that system, man.
Anyway, hello, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. We're on the road to Revolution. By the way, shout out to RJ City who released some hilarious promos. If you're going to find his stuff, before you do that, why don't you toss a thumbs up here on this video on Fightful Overbooked. We're here every single day dropping content. You got a comment you can leave all the time, whenever you want. Tell us how you feel about wrestling, because we'll probably listen to it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. You probably should, because tonight, Tim, we have AEW Revolution, and our watch along is going to be on Fightful Overbooked. We've moved them from Twitch. Twitch is now a gaming platform for us. We're going to game more on Twitch, and instead we're going to do the watch alongs here on Overbooked.
All right, that's cool. Maybe I'll drop
that's pretty good.
Might have a baby.
Oh, that's fine. Bring the baby. And you can also support us with your super chats and your humper chats. What is the difference? Super chats are the little $ thingamajig on your YouTube chat where you can go and click that and give us some money. It donates not just to us, but also to what we do, because we are self-funded here at Fightful and Overbooked as well. Believe it or not, I gotta make some money too. I got a kid on the way. And Humper Chats, if you go to humperchats.com, it's a Streamlabs platform. It is a PayPal platform. It allows you to donate a little bit more money that gives a little bit more into our pockets. You can donate as much as you want. I don't care. Tim, wrestling. We gotta talk about wrestling. We have to talk about wrestling. We gotta talk about the wrestling.
We probably should. That's what we advertise.
It is what we talk. Yeah, I guess, but like we don't really have to. We just sit here and not do it.
So far, we've only talked about clowns. So
that's true. Let's speaking of clowns, let's talk about SmackDown real quick, because I think most of our conversation today is going to be dominated by AEW and Revolution and the Dynamite and Rampage stuff. We can hit SmackDown real quick.
Let's hit it.
The opening segments, they went back to the Saturday night's main event promos, which I enjoy it. That's how
I don't mind it. It feels, I don't mind it. It's got a weird vibe, but like the problem
Bruce is in charge,
including Ricochet, was a problem. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah,
like not specifically for not that he's a tremendous talker. We all know that, but like also you shouldn't have included him. Like they telegraphed his win in so many ways, so many ways.
It was, I mean, listen, it kind of, maybe it foreshadowed a little bit his championship win against Sami Zayn. Maybe
his entrance told the entire story. 1, he got an entrance. 2, he came out and was doing a very unpleasant dance with that entrance, which was new. Then he did a Goldberg. He had pyro in his entrance, also not a thing. Like, it was just like, oh, crap. Okay. I guess Johnny Knoxville is going to cost Sami Zayn the title, and that's exactly what happened.
When Johnny Knoxville came out, yeah, I definitely had a moment where I was like, I see where this is going. At the same time, I'd rather have Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn be not for a championship.
Oh, same. I'm glad the decision, and like that match was actually excellent. Like the match itself was great. It's just like by including Ricochet in the opening, who like they said he was on fire. It's like he could have had matches recently. I don't remember a single one. And then the entrance just like telegraphed everything. Like I knew exactly what was coming, and it did. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. For those who are asking about Discord stuff, I will drop a link on my Twitter after the show. Our Discord is in flux. We're trying to make it so that we have more wrestling talk, but also more overbooked talk. So right now it's very much branded to our chant to Tim and Joel pod. We're going to start maybe moving it into a Fightful Overbooked scenario. We'll talk about it later. But either way, if you go to my Twitter at Joel Pearl, I'll drop a link after the show to our Discord. So yeah, I like the match. Sami Zayn and Ricochet. It's really fun. They go high. They have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, you can tell. Happens. You can tell. Like they told Ricochet, go do all of your stuff. Just go do all of it in one match because you're gonna win the title. So like, yeah, and he did all his stuff, and it's good.
And it frees up Ricochet to probably have some sort of ridiculous ladder match, car crash match at WrestleMania.
So it's either gonna be that, or it's the title match on the pre-show.
Oh,
it's a non-zero possibility, right? Because I can almost guarantee you they're going to have a title match on the pre-show, on like the YouTube pre-show to get viewership up.
Well, listen,
sign up for the WWE Network or Peacock.
Either way you do it. Well, first of all, they're probably going to air some of the pre-show on USA this year again, which is great. They brought that back. Yes. Yeah, they were doing that for a bit. But you know what? All that matters is that we get our Intercontinental Champion, Madcap Moss.
Oh, it's going to be much easier for them to do that now. Yeah, they don't actually give a crap about Ricochet.
Oh, poor Ricochet. Either way, it'll be a good match what they do at WrestleMania, hopefully with Ricochet. Hey, whatever. If that's what gets a little bit more work out of him, then I'm fine with it. And then Austin Theory. Austin Theory comes out and he, to no one's surprise, announces that he is Pat McAfee's opponent. Shout out to Pat McAfee, who is just like sitting there and taking it like the guy who's getting roasted by an awful comedian, and he's just no-selling it while the comedian bombs in front of him. Very stupid.
It's very good. Then he got slapped. They busted a headset. They busted a lot of headsets.
It's easy. Yeah. They're cheap-ass headsets.
They're also easy to repair.
That's true. You ever seen the Howard Stern headsets?
No, actually.
They're modded somehow. They've got like the big MDRs, like the classic NDR monitor headsets, and then they put like little, looks like mod mics on them. But either way, they're like just soldered in microphones. Very interesting.
Weird. Yeah, it's easy to customize. Simple tech.
Anyway, McAfee afterwards being pissed off me like, who the hell was that guy? And then afterwards, just being all over himself, just upset.
They went hard on the Michael Cole was trending briefly on this episode, and it just didn't die. It was just like, you're a horrible person, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, okay.
McAfee shouting out Jimmy Butler and then be like, he went to the bathroom. That was fucking great.
That was very funny.
Good cover. It was fun. It was a good segment. I don't know if I'm really looking forward to McAfee versus Austin Theory. I'm hoping that they do just some schmoz stuff, and it's a comedy match. But yeah. McAfee's a good wrestler. That's the problem.
I know. Like, so we'll see. He'll do a couple of high spots, I'm sure. It's just
McAfee's going to get that. He's going to get that moment.
Shout out to the announcement for this being the least interesting possible way they could have done it, by like no fight, nothing on. Is like, you want an opponent? Okay, I'll get you an opponent. Congratulations. This is an honor. Do you respect this honor? Yes, I respect this honor. Okay, cool.
I'll get you an opponent. He's saying it's Pat of Honor?
Pat of Honor. The handshake before and after. No, slaps.
And you know what? If the match is good, then I'm happy. Like if it's a good match and in theory McAfee look good at coming out of it, I'm fine with it. If it's a comedy match, I'll be fine with it too, because there's no wrong way to do this match.
No, I see it. I see it being a match. Like I see Theory and McAfee being able to wrestle. Hopefully Theory gives him as good of a dance partner as Adam Cole was, but we'll see.
Speaking of Austin Theory, you want to talk about MSG last night?
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Wrestling fans, let me tell you a story about setting expectations. Set them real low. Set them lower than you've ever set them ever.
If it's a house show, don't even have them. Why do
Don't
you
even
care?
have them.
Don't pay attention to shows not on television. What are you doing?
I understand if you spent a lot of money on tickets to go to that show and you didn't get the surprise you were expecting. The rest of the show sounded actually a lot of fun. Sounded really good, especially the beatdown at the end. But the blood. You don't get blood at a house show unless it's forced.
At a TV show.
Yeah, you gotta watch that shit on TV. But again, it's setting expectations. People were going nuts being like, oh, it's gonna be Cody, it's gonna be, it's gonna be this guy, it's gonna be Triple H, someone said. It's gonna be all these people. And then
Triple H can't wrestle. Like, what
that's
the
the thing. I saw a lot of different names. But Cody being the dominant name that came out. The problem is, okay, here, I get this. I understand. But at the same time, you're promoting a show.
Yeah,
It's
like, I don't know.
Different. It's a promoter going to promote thing. And I get it that we give Tony Khan shit when he's like, I got a big announcement, get a big announcement. And then the announcement either lives up to the hype or it doesn't. And in this case, it didn't live up to everyone's hype. I understand. It probably lived up to nobody's hype. But the point is, promoters are going to promote, and it's up to you, the fan, to temper your expectations and figure out whether or not this is something you want to go to see. And if you're going to see the one thing, and that's who's Brock's opponent going to be, I'm sorry, bud. You probably have to reassess why you're going to a wrestling show. There are multiple good things going on to it. And they didn't allude to
They said it was Bobby Lashley until like the last possible minute. Like, it was not really, I don't know. I didn't really care. Like, I knew, like, look, New York City, center of the universe, like Madison Square Garden, no longer big enough for the television audience. I guess, is that why they don't do shows there?
It costs a shit ton of money to promote because you got to use their unionized people.
Got it. So, like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. I just don't have any hopes with WWE stuff. Usually it'll leak first.
And that's the thing, they were tight-lipped about it all day. And again,
probably because there was nothing interesting to talk about. Like,
it could have been that, and also could have been just like, we're not going to tell anybody because we don't, we want to get people buzzing about the show. And you know what? Again, this is the good and the bad about social media. WWE played this really well in terms of social media engagement, for better or worse. If I'm just looking at the numbers, I'm not looking at the content. I'm not looking at the amount of people who are pissed off about what the outcome was, bringing out Austin Theory. What I'm looking at are the people who were really engaging and trying to talk about this show, whether they were in attendance or not. Those are the numbers that WWE wants, gets, and get to show off later on.
Yeah.
It's a fool's game. It's a carny game. I don't know what to tell you. If you went in expecting one thing, I'm sorry you didn't get your way. The rest of the show was actually really good from everything I saw and everything I heard.
Wow. I wouldn't care. It probably costs too much for me. Probably well outside what I'm comfortable paying to go see WWE.
No, usually the house show tickets start at like $15 for the top rung. You can get in pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's fine. I pay $15.
They do try to make them pretty accessible for families, especially the house shows.
Yeah.
It's all market driven anyway. It depends where you are. New York could have been maybe $30 to start.
And again, like, Brock ain't gonna work more than like a 5-minute match.
Yeah, exactly.
You weren't gonna get anything good anyway.
And like, I see people talking. Yeah, I see people talking like, couldn't do Edge versus Brock. Well, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to get AJ Styles involved in the match anyway because they're having a program. I pitched an idea that maybe you do something like have AJ Styles versus Brock, have Edge cost them the match, and people are like, well, then why wouldn't he want it to be for the title? Because Edge's current character doesn't want a title. He wants to bring AJ back to form of being the bulldog and not the bitch boy. And sometimes the grudge match is what brings you to the title match. Sometimes you have to start with this is the way Edge came in with Randy Orton. It was the same way. It wasn't about a title. It was about a blood feud. It was about a grudge. That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, rant over. Sometimes you just have to temper your expectations. Let's talk about tempering expectations in the women's tag division. Tim, they just announced they're a tag team. Why are they getting a tag title shot at WrestleMania? Why are Naomi and so?
There's no other tag teams, so
that's fair.
They're right to the front of the line. They just saw an opportunity and they took it. You see, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one else.
Sorry, back to MSG. For those who were asking about filming the Brock match, they did, and then they filmed what happened afterwards, which, by the way, was really good. And if you go on WWE socials, you'll see it, or if you wait for Raw, they'll show it there. Like I said, they had blood. They had a whole lot of stuff there that made it really good TV.
Why does Brock get to bleed?
Because he's Brock.
This is ridiculous. This company sucks.
Yeah, this is women's tag division sounds made up because it is.
It basically is. Yep. They're still doing the Carmella thing. They changed her music, and like not like she had iconic music before because it's changed a lot, but like the other one was better and they've made it worse. Why do they they continuously make the music less interesting? And I don't know what is going on, but whoever is doing it needs to be fired.
It's just not good. We talk about the music every week. It's just bad. The Mella's had that music for weeks now.
It's been weird. You see, that shows how much I pay attention when that's going. I skip a lot of entrances, y'all. They go on too long and I don't care. The music sucks now. There's nothing interesting about them. Like nobody has anything that like really like that's a great entrance anymore. Like they really have lost. They had one. Like Cross had a good entrance. The only good thing about him, and killed that. God. So like I don't know.
I mean, Brock's is recognizable, but he's had it since like he debuted.
Yeah, he had it back when it mattered, and they haven't changed it. That's the thing.
Roman's music now. Roman's music is good.
Roman's music is great because they took their time with that, and I think they really like they made sure to do it right. And I like his entrance is just long, good for the live audience. So and
Seth,
it gives me
Seth is another good one, by the way. Seth is good.
Yeah, because they haven't changed it.
No, they did. They did the whole whoa.
When did the burn it down?
They brought the burn it down screen.
They brought the burn it down back. They had the they had the Monday Night Messiah crap. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they get it right, but more often than not, that they don't. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Anyway, Naomi wins the match versus Zelina, of course. Wait, why do I have this? That's weird.
Naomi beats
it's Carmella.
Carmella. Yeah.
For some reason, I have it the other way around because next week is Sasha versus Zelina. Anyway, because of course in the tag division you have to have the singles matches that go to the tag.
They might do the same thing twice. They might just do it back and forth twice. Now they'll switch up the partners on week 3 and 4, and then we're almost there. Yeah, you got 1 week of promo, and then boom, you're at WrestleMania.
Are you excited for Natty to join the fray with her new tag team partner Tamina?
No,
all hail Tamina.
It's not happening.
Natty and Tamina are going to win back those tag titles at WrestleMania.
They're in a battle royal, if on anything at all.
Yeah, someone in the chat's talking about, are any of the former tag champs, women's tag champs, still a team? And no, because the trope is continuously make a team, build the team wins the title, team loses the title, team has dissension, team breaks up, has singles matches, has a rematch for the tag titles, and then they lose and they break up and then they feud. So the Iconics are the only ones who stuck around.
Yeah, it's real trash. Like they just don't even try.
And the Iconics, or the inspiration as they are now, are no longer the Knockouts tag title holders.
Oh no, who is it now?
The Influence. You can only have eyes in Impact.
Like Madison Rain?
Madison Rain and Tenille Dashwood, yes.
Okay.
They did a thing with Caleb with the K.
Okay.
The K stands for Caleb.
As it should.
The card game with Madcap Moss, we'll breeze through that. Dollar Store MSK in the background, by the way, love that.
Yeah. They look like very fancy. I don't know. They seemed out of place. I don't know where they found them. Are they wrestlers? Like
they're always wrestlers.
Yeah, I know.
They just wrestlers.
They had a different look about them for WWE. I'll give them that. Maybe they're trying something a little different. I didn't hate this as much as everyone else did.
Really? What do you want to talk about? The joke that Madcap Moss said?
Yeah, and then no one laughed. It was right.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Corbin was seriously concerned for his well-being, as he should be.
Everyone laughs so furiously.
Yeah, I thought
the other day I thought I saw the Loch Ness monster, and it turned out I just pooped in my bathtub. That's not a good Scottish brogue.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know what I was doing.
It was appropriately terrible for how terrible the joke was itself.
It was good. Let me tell you.
It matched up.
Drew McIntyre beats Jinder Mahal, who's probably going to be in that Intercontinental Championship ladder match in a few weeks at WrestleMania.
McIntyre, I don't know. We'll see. That or out of a job.
Oh, stop it. They're not getting rid of Jinder.
They don't like anyone.
Stop hindering my Jinder.
I don't want to. I love Jinder Mahal. I wish they'd let him do something other than have his bike beaten up.
Nakamura and Boogs are out. They're hiking now. When do they? You know the final.
Why do I keep missing these segments? I didn't see. I saw a match.
You're not paying attention.
I thought what do they air? Like when do they air these? I didn't see this at all.
A little bit earlier. I don't know.
I watched the entire program. I didn't even fast forward through like anything.
Apparently you missed it because they're out. And then Shinsuke brings out a bag of trail mix for his snack. And then what does Rick Boogs do? He's got a giant party sub because Rick Boogs is hungry and he works out.
Yeah, but you're not gonna eat a sub.
Well, apparently he is because he has Shinsuke carrying around a sub.
He's buddies with Juji Mufu. He should be just holding a big bag of fucking like Sprouts or something.
Nope, can't win that one. That's good call though. So yeah, they go hiking and all this stuff. I'm telling you that the whole point of this is going to be the last one they do. It's going to be Shinsuke and Boogs surfing.
Yeah, 100%. Which is cute. I'm fine with that. That's fun. That's so fun. But they were on the program wrestling too, right? Like Boogs came out, did his dumb intro.
They weren't exactly wrestling. They got beat down at the hour at the crossover.
Okay, who beat them up? I can't even remember that.
The Usos. They were introducing Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, that was dumb. Why did that happen at all?
Yeah.
And then the Viking Raiders. Okay, this sucks. This part of SmackDown, clearly my brain
There's
shut off.
a whole lot of nothing going on.
Yeah, like what the hell? That's like 30 minutes of nothing. Okay.
So anyway, Reigns comes out after the beatdown for Boogs and Nakamura, and it's a good promo, and he goes absolutely apeshit, starts yelling and screaming, acknowledging. I liked it. Decent promo, very fun, and that was it. He's gonna win WrestleMania, he says, and then he's gonna throw down that WWE title, and the next night they're gonna announce a 5-person match for WrestleMania Backlash for the WWE Championship, and Cody Rhodes is gonna win.
Stop with it. No, I don't even know. I don't know. There's rumors going about rumors. You know,
I don't know, man. That Cody rumor. We're all back. We're all in the Codyverse now. Remember, for weeks in AEW, we were just like, "Oh, he's dragging so and so to the Codyverse, and no one's gonna care." Tim, we're all in the Codyverse now.
Do you think it's subterfuge? Do you think someone reached out to who was it? Body Slam or Wrestle?
Yes,
it was Body Slam.
It was Body Slam.
Do you think someone reached out to them and gave them this scoop because it's like they're trying to screw with everyone? I wouldn't put it past them. I feel like they've done that before.
I was asked about it, and Cass and I get along really well. Like we are pals.
Yeah,
and
they're not one of the trash ones.
Yeah, like, and I'm not going to be like Cass is being lied to or Cass is lying, because no, it's not. It's not about that. Is it possible that these talks have broken down? Absolutely. Is it possible that the Ring of Honor acquisition changed some things, or that WWE changed their minds based on some new info, or Cody and them, or just is it possible that Cody is leveraging his position with AEW from the past to get a better deal with WWE? Anything's possible.
I think we all want to believe that Cody Rhodes like overhyped himself. Like I feel like if you want to create confusion and maybe amp up the surprise if he does debut, that's a very easy thing to slip into the world and just like let people run with it. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care where Cody Rhodes ends up either way.
I'm getting to that point too, where I'm just like,
I don't care. Like, if he's in WWE, he's gonna be as big of a dork as he was in AEW. So I don't care. Let's bring something back.
Remember when we talked about the special opponent for Isaiah Cassidy for the Face of the Revolution ladder match qualifier, and I told you how it's going to be Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes coming out, and Cody Rhodes signs on TK's back that it's going to be that, but tonight at Revolution as the 7th man in the ladder match.
Oh my god,
they're going to come out arm in arm, and they're going to do everyone raise each other's arms, and then they're going to sign it, and it's going to happen. Either way, I don't know what's going to happen with Cody. No one does at this point.
No.
Every time someone like Sean tries to reach out to Cody, he gets a photo of the dog or the baby. Pretty good way to divert, I think.
That's actually really funny. You know what? Kudos, Cody Rhodes. That's good. Like that's
from now on, when anyone ever reaches out to me in the DMs, I'm going to send them a photo of someone else's dog and someone else's baby.
Just stock photos. You should just go on Shutterstock and just acquire as much as possible. Like, Story blocks is better. You can get a subscription and then just download everything and cancel the subscription.
Exactly. I don't really want to talk about Sheamus versus Big E because the match does not happen.
It all
sucks. The ATV. It was just a bad.
This ain't the quad. This ain't Big E's quad that I care about. I like the other Big E quads getting a workout, doing their thing. So this is stupid. This is so dumb. What is going on?
Technically, Sheamus and Ridge Holland are helping us because every
the
year,
sticky boys. Yes.
well, yeah, the little dildo bats,
Yeah, they tap sticks before they go down.
Yeah, every year, thousands of people are killed by ATV accidents in the United States.
I almost tipped one myself when I was a kid.
It's a dangerous thing. So if anything, Sheamus and Ridge Holland are helping the cause. They are trying to prevent these merciless accidents on ATVs
by like breaking the flimsy like grails.
Yes, they're doing the right thing is what they're doing. They're breaking it down. Anyway, it's not a good promo. Yes, I did in fact say the little dildo bats. That's what he's got. It's a little dildo bat.
It's better than knife stick, like you were saying, and so bad it's good.
When you pointed that out, I was like, I really say that shit?
Yeah. So not that this was a night stick. It is a bludgeon, I think. Anyway.
Main event, Rousey defeats Sonya Deville. The match happens. Why not?
Wow.
Hey, the big story here is that Charlotte Flair gets tapped out for, quote, the first time ever.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so I didn't watch SmackDown Friday. I watched SmackDown this morning. I saw this thing on Squared Circle where everyone is getting all in a huff about how can they say that Charlotte's never tapped out? And I was like, they didn't say that. They said that she'll be the first to tap Charlotte in half a quadrennial. Like, it was noteworthy and how stupid it was. They didn't, but it, like, they specifically didn't say ever to tap out. But then, yeah, I watched SmackDown and they seem to have just dropped that and are now pretending like Charlotte Flair has never tapped out.
Oh,
and then they make her tap immediately in not a match. And I guess she tapped out at MSG.
Yes, they tapped her out at MSG in a tag match.
What is going on? Like, what type of story are they trying to tell here? They've destroyed any anticipation they were trying to build. Like,
that shit was wonderful. When I watched at the MSG stuff last night and I see that they're like, Ronda taps out Charlotte Flair, I'm like, oh, the house show in a tag match.
That's the scoop. That's what you paid for, y'all. Like, you were the first to see Charlotte tap in half a quadrennial.
Half a quadrennial in a match.
In a match, yeah.
Oh god, yeah,
absolute garbage. Like,
talk about
I don't know
your narrative.
Charlotte, Ronda's got some gear again, which is super funny to me that like either nothing was solidified before Rumble or like what happened? Like, why did she not have gear?
Who, Ronda?
Ronda, she came out in whatever the hell it was at Rumble, and then she's got a whole look now. Like,
I think the Rumble thing was just to promote that it's a surprise and that she's walking in. I'm using air quotes for those of you in audio. That she's like
wandered in off the street.
No, but like that she was this big surprise and like because she said in a promo like I decided I want to win the Royal Rumble, and it's like
yeah.
I'll give it that. That's the answer, but. You're right. I really wish she wasn't wearing the stupid bike shorts again.
Yeah.
And I've said why.
Them.
Yeah, like the problem is she handles them too much, and then production has to shoot around her, trying to like adjust herself. Anyway, that's SmackDown.
It's a bummer. Anyway,
the show had moments. Again, it's so frustrating. You've got Raw that is now currently a pretty good show, but it's again 2 hours of Raw is good, 1 hour of SmackDown is good. It can never be 2 hours of SmackDown is good and 3 hours of Raw is good. It's always like this big.
Yeah, they can only produce about 2.5 hours of quality content each week. Like everything else is.
Yeah, and then you have NXT, which is totally different, and everyone loves NXT.
Totally different. Like that's a different everything.
Yeah, speaking of different everything, how about your super chats? That's a little bit of different everything. It'll get your statement question read on the air. I know we bring up stuff randomly on the show, but if you want to have your question or statement around the air or just support us, that's welcome.
You know what? I'm gonna close the chat. You gotta pay now.
I am gonna shut down the chat. I am over it. Let's talk about Dynamite. They did it at Jacksonville at Daly's Place. The show was good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love it as a go home. I didn't. There were moments that I did, but there were a lot of moments I didn't love.
There were some big disappointments, and we might have hyped up ourselves a little bit on some of those.
Well, let's get right to it. Immediately, we have Tony Khan makes the announcement that he has acquired Ring of Honor. Not AEW, but Tony Khan in a new business venture has acquired Ring of Honor. It's interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with it. They could very much just be like, nah, forget it. We're just going to own Ring of Honor's tape library. And that's
He seemed Oh, he's such a weird man.
He's very excitable.
He was like shaking with how excited he was about this
Yes.
thing that he has seemingly no plans for. I don't know. He just was very excited to own a new toy. As a billionaire would, or billionaire's son.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have expectations. I mean, so two things popped out at me as oh, we should have seen this coming. One was when Supercard of Honor announced a bunch of matches and AEW talent were announced as part of it, and they weren't necessarily supposed to be. That was number one.
Yeah.
Number two was oh god, I forget who it was. Someone on Twitter, Lavi, who does a lot of like Ring of Honor talk, and he had mentioned that when Women of Wrestling came back, they announced that they were going to be on Sinclair, and that was just before the Ring of Honor reimagining announcement came. And when they did that, that was almost like a tip of the cap that Ring of Honor wasn't coming back, because there's no way that Sinclair wants 2 hours of like new must-see TV, basically wrestling TV.
I don't know anything about Sinclair Media. Do they have actual like network presence in the US? Like, can people turn on their televisions and get to it easily, or is it like on some like this is included in a package deal that you can purchase with like 80 other channels, or are they like another internet TV company?
No, they're a legitimate company. They're also very far right wing, which is another problem.
Oh, swell. So
yeah, they're one of those.
Whatever. It feels like most of them are anyway. And if they aren't, they'll be acquired by one that is.
I think they own WGN, which is huge. That's a Chicago station, but it has like it's like a premium station in a lot of places. They have a whole they're syndicated too. Like they have reach. They are a national cable.
Well, Women of Wrestling seems a lot more marketable than Ring of Honor.
Depending on who you bring.
No, just from an executive perspective, if you don't know anything about like the concept of women wrestling versus what the hell is Ring of Honor.
Right. No, that makes perfect sense to me. Regardless, with the Ring of Honor announcement going to Tony Khan, we'll see if they treat Ring of Honor like a developmental territory. We'll see if they decide that Ring of Honor is a dead and gone program. I don't know.
What is good about this is they have another place to park their absurd amount of talent, should they wish to do so. I think that's important for them. They have a much bigger tape library. That how old is Ring of Honor? I think it's less old than I thought it was.
It's almost 20 years old.
Okay, it is less old than I thought it was, because they mentioned that then they bring out Christopher Daniels and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
And then apparently that was the first match ever on Ring of Honor, or the first main event ever.
So yes, and it was actually a triple threat. Low Key was involved, but we ain't talking about
no one's
Low Key is the only wrestler where you're just like, oh, he looks like he's really interesting, and then you hear him talk, and it's like, oh shit.
Oh yeah. Okay. And what was the original concept for Ring of Honor? What is this shake at the start, shake at the end business? Did that persist?
Honor is real. The idea that it's the code of honor, and the code of honor included shaking hands. It's just a match. It's basically like talking to wrestling fans, be like, now, it's just a wrestling match. Don't get upset.
It sounds like a good promotion for people who can't develop characters, but I think they deviated from that, because I watched some Ring of Honor and there was a guy who can't speak any human language.
Oh, that's delirious. He was the booker at the end.
Oh boy.
The thing about Ring of Honor is, yes, it was basically founded as like a sports-like feel, similar to AEW was when they started out.
Which is a terrible idea for a fake wrestling company, in my opinion, but that's fine.
They moved around a little bit in terms of creative. At one point they had Jim Cornette running some of their creative.
Oh, okay, so it's not they weren't that like devoted to that, at least. Much like AEW did not really dive that deep into the sports-like thing.
Again, it came and went depending on who was running the show, because at some points it was character driven. Most of the time, though, it was match driven. It was all about the championships. When they went into the pandemic, they had some of their best matches, like wrestling matches, in a long time. But it wasn't character driven anymore. It was Gresham. It was the Jonathan Gresham show with all of the pure rules stuff. And that was entertaining to some people, but it wasn't entertaining to
others. I feel like that it's niche though. Like that's not a mass appeal thing. I'll just watch MMA. Like
that's fair.
But it does sound like a really good idea for a touring company. I'll give them that. Like I'd go see that live, because what are you doing? It's hard to tell a story in a one night thing anyway. So
And I've told the story before. I went and I saw the when Worlds Collide, not Worlds Collide. It was War of the Worlds tour, and it was Ring of Honor versus New Japan. And at the time, I didn't realize who I was seeing. Like I was seeing the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, and I was seeing Okada and Tanahashi, and I was seeing all this amazing talent from both the independents and from Japan. Tomohiro Ishii was another one. Like I saw all these people wrestling that I didn't realize at the time were like these huge stars or on the precipice of becoming huge stars. And that's what Ring of Honor had too, was a really good working relationship with a lot of international companies.
Yeah, and anyway, getting back to Dynamite, I appreciate they did it right off the top, and I appreciate it didn't take super long. I didn't really care about Christopher Daniels versus Bryan Danielson. Decent match. Good to see Christopher Daniels back.
Yeah, it was a good little way to link everything. It was, you know, I bought Ring of Honor, so now here's two guys that I have under my own hood who happen to be on the first Ring of Honor show in the main event. So let's have them have a match. I thought it was nice for Christopher Daniels to have a match on Dynamite for the first time in, God, over a year at this point. And then they do the tap out, and then they call out Moxley. Danielson calls out Moxley, and Mox comes out and basically ends up saying, like, I'm gonna go through you. I'm going to beat you. That's it. Like, I'm going to write this first chapter and it's going to be written in blood. And then Danielson leaves the ring. That's it. Like, squares up and then just retreats.
Yeah. It was like, okay. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
Well, when we get to our predictions, we'll talk about
that sepaate. Okay.
We will. Oh no, we can weave in and out. Actually, I don't mind that. Let's do that.
Like, given that we're going to be talking about AEW for the next 30 minutes,
give or take, yes. Yeah. So Moxley versus Danielson is tonight, and I think the match is going to be Danielson trying not to bleed against Moxley. It's going to be him trying to escape any form of bloodshed.
Yeah,
and whether or not that works is to be determined. I would rather he doesn't bleed tonight and that it pisses off the fans, because you're going to get a lot of blood in that MJF and Punk match.
Yeah, and you also got it seems like Daniels does this where he'll put something out into the media to help feed back in to hype his own match. Like, he's very good at this. And that interview with Meltzer and talking about the Vince McMahon blood thing, I think he doesn't bleed tonight, because it's just what he seems to be doing is like trolling people a little bit in a good way.
It's true. And what's more interesting to me, or not, this isn't interesting. Sorry, this is actually frustrating to me, is that if he does bleed tonight, the problem in AEW that I don't point out as much as I should is that it feels like from segment to segment, people aren't necessarily talking about what they're doing. And the way I come at that is, you had MJF and CM Punk have their segment on Dynamite where it ends with CM Punk getting tied up with the dog collar and the choking and the blood and everything. And then your final segment of the night, you have Hangman Adam Page getting tied up in the ropes and getting beat down. And it's a similar kind of finish where the heels overpower the babyface is beat down, numbers game, and who's going to win at the pay-per-view. You can't pull that twice in the same show, in my opinion.
I'm a little bit nervous for Evolution tonight, because like I feel like they dropped the ball on a lot of builds. It could just be me. Like, I just am not, like, I'm excited for the pay-per-view because the matches sound excellent, but the ways that we've gotten here have not built in a way that I've found super compelling, aside from Punk and MJF. Like, again, they're really, really good at focusing in on one very compelling narrative, and the rest take a little bit of a hit. Mox Danielson is a close second, but like, I have a feeling they're going to end in a no contest like they've been doing for so many Danielson matches. And if they do that, it's going to be like, at that point, it is too much. You have done it too much. Like,
they haven't done that with Danielson match. They've only done it with the one, or really the two, but Hangman and Kenny.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's two. That's enough. Don't do it with a third. That's too.
I don't think they're going to do that tonight. I think it's going to be more of a. I think it's going to be more of a Moxley gets the win, or Danielson gets the win, and just one ducks the other, and there's no blood. That's how I see that one going.
I don't care who wins as long as someone wins. Like,
usually they are pretty good about having a definitive winner. They don't really do the DQ stuff or anything like that. But we'll see.
I'm saying time limit. Well, no, they don't. They can't do time limit. There's too many matches on this card. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of will they, won't they when it comes to some of these. Let's move on to the Casino Battle Royale. Speaking of will they, won't they, we brought back Top Flight. Big fan. Very happy to see Darius Martin back in the fold and Top Flight reunited. They had a great run in this Tag Royale.
Yep.
And I'm looking forward to when Top Flight continuously build up wins and get their tag title shots. Other than that, as expected, the Bucks win. And
yeah, and again, it was the do-over Royale, and I was just like, okay.
The do-over Royale.
Like, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Appreciate it. Just good to see Darius. You know, no surprise they got to the final three, and then what you expected to ensue ensued.
Yep.
Wait, Bucks won, right?
The Bucks won.
Okay,
when Matt Jackson.
Yes, they can't. They
Darius Martin off.
Okay. There we go. I remember now.
Yeah. So anyway, again, good match. Good to see Darius Martin back. Good to see Top Flight reunited. I want to see Darius in singles competition a bunch too. I want to see what he does when he's left to do one-on-one matches.
Better watch Dark.
No,
like yeah, I'm excited that. Yeah, he's got to get his paces in. He looked really good. They're so great. They're going to be amazing. You know.
Yeah. Jericho talking in the back.
You better GFY or whatever the hell he said.
We're back to GFY.
He didn't let it die. He didn't give on the same night. Somebody already said the actual thing. It's so ridiculous. You should have known that was dead. You're allowed to be disappointed, Jericho. You can be like, "Ah, oh, damn it," but you should know not to bother.
When he starts moving away from the influencer and starts calling himself the sports entertainer, I'm a pissed.
They're all terrible. And like, what the worst thing to come out of this episode of Dynamite was the obvious, like the now solidified, the inner circle is going nowhere. And it's like, oh no.
Why? So let's move on to the MJF and Punk promo. Sorry, I'm going to bring this up. I disagree with this. GFY is
They're both pretty
much more cringy than Influencer. Influencer at least is like he's kind of trolling us, or he's playing that heel character.
Yeah.
GFY is just dumb.
Lame. It's lame. It's very WWE. Like that's what that is. Like GFY is like you can probably
sports entertainer.
Like just tell them you're gonna cuss and have them bleep it. Like...
Exactly. Anyway, okay. Punk and MJF. Punk comes to the ring and he's like, "Am I the Frankenstein? Am I the bad guy?"
Great promo.
Yeah, it's a great promo. We don't have to run it down. We have to. People have already seen it, or you can't see it.
I'm sure others have talked it to death.
Exactly. And then MJF comes out and stares, does a thank you. They do the hug, and at that point, I was like, "I can kick him in the dick." But also, they're wearing white, and I'm like, "Oh, someone's gonna bleed, and it's gonna be bad, and someone's gonna get kicked in the dick." So, dick kicking week continues here.
It was a good dick kick. World. Very good dick kick.
Got him right in the dick.
It was swift, sudden. It was good, and MJF didn't say a word. I loved that part.
And then they beat him down.
They beat the crap out of him.
And he slices his forehead open.
Yep, it's good razor blade.
Punk bleeds like a stuck pig. And it was good. It was again, my only problem with it is if you're gonna bleed that much going into a pay-per-view, how much more can you bleed at the pay-per-view?
They'll find a way.
What if they don't bleed at all? What if it's a completely bloodless event?
I don't. Then someone should turn purple. Is all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only way I can think. That's what I'm saying. Like that's the only way to. The one thing I didn't like from that was the T-shirt. I thought that was kind of lame.
Oh, did you see what happened afterwards?
Where he smeared blood on it?
No, there's a whole thing that happened after. So there's the for those who don't know, the MJF is wearing a white T-shirt and it has the Punk and an MJF photo from like where this whole thing started when Punk met MJF in like 2011, or MJF met Punk. Anyway, MJF opens up his T-shirt to reveal that same photo pressed onto a T-shirt. And then later on in the beatdown, takes the blood and smears it across his chest over CM Punk's face. Now, there's a creator out there. I think his name's Alex. I'm sorry, I forget his name. And he, right after the segment, posted the same photo on the shirt, but with some blood on it, because AEW released the white-only shirt on their shop. And then he released with the blood smear and was like, this is better. This would sell better. Not like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, maybe an hour later, they had the blood smear, a different blood smear, but the same style blood smear, same everything on AEW Shop. And he's going after PWTs again, as he should.
I was about to say, is he going to get a royalty for that?
He's asking for money, and dumbasses from PWTs are being like, no, you didn't think of this. You don't think we thought of this?
Here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Like, I don't own a single wrestling tee because everything WWE puts out looks like crap, and PWTs is run by morons. So, like, I have no desire. I can't buy one. I like send me one, please, because not happening. I ain't buying from either of them.
I've said it before. The stuff I own, I buy it on clearance, or I bought it at a WrestleMania because I wanted the memento. I don't usually buy the shirts.
Once stuff starts showing up again here, I'll start buying some. But like,
regardless, look into it as you will. I thought it was just a stupid moment for them, and also like just give them a few bucks. Be like, hey,
give them a 10% royalty. That's like it's maybe even 2 or 5. Like it's not worth that much. It's not that deep of a concept. But
also the last shirt. I'm sorry. Like if you're gonna buy this, go ahead. This is for you, the fan. If you want to buy it and you think that this shirt with the blood smear is worth it, I wouldn't be caught dead out there because someone's gonna look at this shirt and be like, "Who did you murder?" And I'd have to explain to them, "No, it's a wrestling thing."
Neither shirt is a good shirt, by the way. Like,
true.
If you've got a t-shirt with a photo of an extraordinarily awkward teenager in front of some guy for most people, like that's not. They're just gonna be like, "What the hell are you wearing? Is that you? Was that you as a kid? Who's this guy?"
That's the question.
Like CM Punk is not like a massively recognized face. I'm sorry, wrestling people. Like non-wrestling fans don't know who he is. Like except for maybe some MMA people who see him as a loser. Like,
exactly. It's like, oh, is that the guy who lost a bunch in UFC and was never heard from again?
And then disappeared. Oh no, sorry, one of them got turned into a no contest.
That's right, because they found pot years later in a system.
Even though he lost to a guy who was high, maybe.
Maybe. Good stuff. Oh, anyway, let's move on. In Dynamite, they did the tag match: Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez. I feel like I'm shitting all over Dynamite. And again, the show was good, and I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view. I have to like recall this every time. The match wasn't that good.
I was disappointed. I think we hyped ourselves up, and it was pretty disappointing. Like I didn't get the Jamie Hayter selling that I expected. Picture in picture kills stuff sometimes because they have to work through it, and I don't want to watch it. Like I would like, live, whatever, you're still going to be enthralled even when they're doing like the rest holds and things like that. But if I have to, like, I hate having to sit through the picture in picture. It really like kills everything for me.
What did you think of Thunder Rosa pinning Britt Baker in a tag match?
Didn't she pin Hayter?
No, she pinned Britt Baker.
Oh my God, they're wearing similar gear. I must have gotten confused.
Yeah, that was
I assumed she pinned Hayter. Yeah, that's a bad move. Okay.
She absolutely pinned the challenger pinned the champion, which is a very WWE thing. Not great.
Yeah, but now especially going into what we think is going to be, the Ascension of Thunder Rosa, which again, this just hasn't been that interesting of a feud, and it really could have been. They had so much to draw on from that lights out match, and they haven't. It's been Britt Baker's gang the entire time, which is not interesting.
So do you pull the trigger tonight? Is Britt done? Are we done with Britt Baker for now, and it's time for Thunder Rosa to be champion?
I don't know. Because I don't think that Thunder Rosa has given us much more, but I don't know who to blame here. Like, is it these two who've put together this program? Like, is it Britt Baker not really selling something? Whose ideas have these been? Like, and like none of Britt's feuds have been any good. They've all just been like, you got a butt.
Oh yeah, the Tai Conchi.
I haven't felt anything about the women's title in a while, like, which is weird because I was really, really high on Britt Baker, and it's been disappointing for me.
Now, if you have Britt Baker escape with the win tonight, like an underhanded win, then I think that there is reason in 2 weeks on St. Patrick's Day Slam in San Antonio at Thunder Rosa's hometown, basically, to have the title switch there in the main event of Dynamite. I think that would be huge. Why not?
That could be okay. Story? Yeah. And then it gives you 2 weeks to reset and maybe tell it right. I don't know.
And I agree with you because at one point this was the hottest feud that they had going,
big time.
And it's changed since then. I think a lot of people coming in and going out kind of changed things, like bringing in Jamie Hayter, and then bringing in Mercedes Martinez, and then turning Mercedes Martinez not 2 weeks later. Things like that really kind of get messed up in the overall storytelling.
Yeah, like I said, I think their focus has just been on MJF Punk and whoever is controlling like the overarching narratives. I don't know if they need help or like more people involved in it, or they're giving the wrestlers too much like leeway to do their own thing. But like, it's tough to get like a consistent set of really strong stories. Like it really feels like there is one very good one and the rest are like getting by.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll see what happens tonight in that match. It's either going to be Thunder Rosa wins or Thunder Rosa wins in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I hope
that's
so.
Basically how I see it.
Right.
Wardlow beats the shit out of Cesar Bononi. Both men look good. Cesar's a big cat, and Wardlow single-handedly mauls him and takes him down with the Powerbomb Symphony.
Yeah, you're still doing the Wardlow thing. Wardlow's getting over. I kind of hope he wins the ring tonight, because then that's a funny story.
I would love a world where Wardlow wins the Face of the Revolution ladder match and MJF loses the dog collar match, and Wardlow gets to hold that over MJF's head.
I don't want that.
Like a little bit, just a little bit,
maybe. We'll see.
Or MJF gets real pissed off that he lost the match and he takes it out on Wardlow for winning his match.
Yeah, that could be it. And he's like, I don't need this. No, yeah, that's it. He takes it on Wardlow, and then he still demands that he get the shot at the, what is it, the TNT title?
It's a TNT title.
Yeah, and then he demands that, and then Wardlow's like, hell with this.
He says GFY.
Yes. That's what he says.
And then he joins the inner circle, and we're off to the races.
It's not safe to not be with a gang in AEW, so
that's true. You have to have your
good
gangs.
move. Yeah.
Our gangs include super chats, by the way, so go ahead and send those in if you'd like. And in the main event, we have Adam Page teaming up with his best pals, John Silver and Alex Reynolds from the Dark Order, to take on Adam Cole, Bebe, and Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. I'm surprised Bobby Fish was able to stay up this late, knowing that his bedtime is usually 4 p.m. But he did
ancient. Yeah, it was good.
Again, good match. I
got what I wanted. I got Jonathan hungry, doing at his hungriest, doing some
he was
good work.
very hungry. Yeah, he was hungry.
I really enjoyed it.
A good trios match. I think they're starting to really put emphasis on trios again as they move towards a potential trios title. When that comes in, who knows? We've been talking about it for years. That said,
like 2 years. It's only like a 2-year-old company, isn't it?
3-year-old company, whatever,
company. Dude. Okay.
Either way. Yeah, exactly. So Hangman gets the win, good as it should be, and then we have the beatdown at the end. Again, it was a little too reminiscent of the Punk MJF stuff with the outnumbered beatdown, sure, whatever. But it tells
but like Punk, Hangman has friends, so he gets to watch his friends get their ass handed to him.
I have friends.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like how quickly they this felt. I feel like I saw this as a oh my god, era. What was there?
Undisputed Era.
I thought I feel like I've seen this as an Undisputed Era thing, like this exact same scene.
You probably have.
I'm sure I did, because like they did it too well. Like it was too smooth. Them duct taping his arms to the ropes and everything. Like it happened so fast and so good. And I was like, I feel like I've seen this before.
I just want a visual of Roderick Strong sitting at home being like, I've seen that one before.
Eating popcorn.
He's eating, with his kid
in his underpants. Like,
good to see them doing this. It's good stuff. Anyway, that's Dynamite. That was the go home for Dynamite. Then Rampage last night. I guess it's 2 nights ago now, because it's Sunday. The pay-per-view.
It's been a weird weekend.
Tim, I missed Saturday pay-per-view so much.
Yeah. I came home and I popped my predictions into our Discord. Shout out to our Discord, because I thought the show was last night.
No,
I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, cool.
Still got one more night. And I missed Saturday pay-per-views, especially in the AEW world, because I'm going to be up until 3 a.m.
Yeah, because
covering all
this is like their WrestleMania or something, I guess. I don't know.
Every fucking pay-per-view is their WrestleMania.
That's what I was going to say. I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe AEW could use something like this. Oh, wait, no, every show is 4 hours.
six
There's
hours.
only four of them a year, so.
God.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about the pre-show that now has 4 matches.
Three matches.
Oh, okay.
Unless they've announced a fourth, and I was not paying attention. I don't think so.
I'm just going by what other people say because I don't pay that much attention. Clearly,
Ridiculous.
Forgot the Undisputed Era's name. So
yeah, well, either way, it's going to be up till 3 a.m. tonight. By the way, apparently, I'm going to be on Wrestling Observer Radio today around 6 p.m. Eastern, talking with Andrew Zarian. So there you go. War. WOR. So you can tune in then. Around 6 o'clock, I should be on that. So come and hang out. Not for the whole show, just for a little bit. So 6 p.m. Eastern. Let's start with the TNT Championship 3-way match that I really enjoyed.
So good. It was very, very good.
Sammy Guevara defends and wins, taking on Darby Allin and Andrade El Idolo. I talked about this in another show that drops soon. I love this match because it showed a triple threat that wasn't one man versus one while a third man's on the outside. It had all 3 men doing spots consistently throughout the match.
Yeah, it was really good. And the finish, did that as well.
Yes.
And it showed Darby being all hurt about it because he did all the work at the end.
Can they coexist?
Can they though?
Can they?
It was good. I really, really enjoyed this match. I think the whole show was improved by the little everyone's banned from ringside. I thought that was good. It would have been better without Jericho saying it if it was literally anyone else. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the match. Jericho asking the real questions: can you be disqualified in a triple threat in AEW?
It's actually a very good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, he asked it. I was like, oh, that's a good point. I don't know. And then they just kept saying, referee's discretion, referee's discretion.
Do you imagine? I just see Jericho being like, and my prior employer, they didn't disqualify you for. Sorry, that's Jericho when he's on commentary.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh God, I feel bad for my neighbors downstairs who have to listen to me yell at random
Whatever.
moments.
You get to listen to them yell at each other all the time.
That's a good point. My domestics are on the internet. Theirs are in person.
Exactly.
So Sammy Guevara wins, retains his titles, and then afterwards offers to shake Darby Allin's hand, and Darby's like, "Nah, forget you, pal." And I like the finish. Again, it was a really good finish and a really good match. Go out of your way to watch it. I think it's worthwhile to check out that match. And then they do something that I'm not super into, and it sets up the trios match for Revolution pre-show, the buy-in. They do Dark Priest, as they're calling him now, Alex Abrahantes, with Pac and Penta. I know the face is right. And they challenge House of Black for Sunday.
Such a jerk.
House of Black is like, you idiots, we'll beat you up. Sure, why not? And then Alex Abrahantes is like, it's not me. It's a different guy. We got our own monster. And out comes Eric Redbeard.
I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. I like Eric Redbeard.
Let's nip this in the bud. He's coming in for a shot. He's not actually part of AEW.
They keep doing that. Is he wrestling for them or not? Does he want to wrestle anymore? Or just
he does.
Then? But why won't they sign him? What is wrong with Eric Redbeard?
TK can't sign everybody, Tim.
Oh my God, I agree. But you keep using this guy randomly, and it feels like this big event when he debuts. Is Peter Avalon even signed anymore? Because they're using him again.
Well, someone had pointed this out. They are still bringing people in, and they're still using. Peter Avalon, no, he's not signed to a deal right now.
Yeah,
so they're still paying him to come in and do shots.
Yeah,
and
they're one-offs. That's fine.
Clearly, when they like you, they bring you back. It's not an exclusivity thing.
It's not really a criticism. It's kind of funny because he just shows up periodically, and he's not allowed to have a character other than I'm just a big man. I will do your big man for hire. Who needs a big man? I'll big man you.
There we go. So Aaron H is saying,
I agree. Yeah.
Abrahantes is a dork in a good way, kind of like Brandon Cutler.
He is a dork, and
I kind of agree.
I don't know what they're. That's the thing. I don't know what Penta wants to accomplish with his characters because Penta seems like a very weird guy, and if you want this to be a menacing force, Alex Abrahantes is not going to get you there.
Oh my God!
You're a fun grave man. I don't know. You're like the Undertaker, but fun.
The Undertaker, but that was American Badass Undertaker.
Oh my God, have big will travel. Thank you. That's exactly what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
Shout out to Graham in the chat. That's good stuff. Limitless Keith Lee takes on JD Drake. Speaking of Peter Avalon, he gets yeeted after this match. There you go.
They show up.
I didn't like the match, Tim. I didn't love this. I'm fine with 2 big men doing the thing, but for me, it was just punch, punch, slap, 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 punch, walk around, slap. It didn't work. There was just nothing there until they hit JD Drake gets a moonsault, and I'm like, that's cool. But other than that, I'm not expecting high flying. I'm not expecting, but I expected more than just plodding along.
Are you seeing
spots?
Are you seeing that Keith Lee's pace has slowed down? Because that's what I see. And
yes,
it's like, this has been a criticism. I think it was Lance Storm again. I keep referencing Lance Storm. Anything that I'm not sure who to attribute it to, I'll just attribute it to Lance Storm from here on out. Sorry.
Sounds about right.
Put terrible words in your mouth. But I think he mentioned, like, he can't keep up this pace forever. And it's like, I don't know, he's a big dude. And like, he's not moving as fast as he was. And just, I don't know. The way he talks is weird, and I don't know how I feel about it anymore.
That's a whole other can of worms. And the stuff that he talked about on Talk is Jericho, I get it. Can I be honest with our friends here in the chat, and just in general, if you're watching after the fact, you don't have to protect these guys. You don't have to protect these wrestlers when they say the things that they say. Sometimes they're just saying it because they're trying to dig themselves out, and you don't need to help them out with that stuff. And what I'm trying to say is, like, Keith Lee is a good performer. Keith Lee is
so good in the ring. Yeah.
Keith Lee has a lot of potential, and I think a lot of us are waiting for him to live back up to that potential. I think we all understand Keith Lee's biggest problem with his size right now is the fact that he was sick. But at the same time,
100%.
He was sick.
Yeah.
There are things. Yeah, it's been a while.
And if you're good to wrestle, you have to be good to wrestle. Like, it's kind of like, you are healthy to do this or you're not, because it is a very dangerous thing to be doing when you're not at 100%.
Exactly. Like I said, I wanted to be living up to his potential and performing at his potential, but right now, what I saw last night against JD Drake, or 2 nights ago against JD Drake, was not his potential.
Yeah, and like, for him on the mic, what I thought was a character, like, after listening to some of the stuff from the interviews, oh, this is who you are. That's weird. Surprised by that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of disappointing to me.
and I get it. And listen, this isn't about whether or not you sound intelligent.
I hate that. Anyone who says that is not intelligent. Like, that's such a lack of self-awareness that frustrated. Like, hearing him say that, I was like, really, dude? That's what dumb people say. Like, when you
me, it was a question of cadence.
Yes, because he speaks odd. Like, it's just an odd diction. Like, like, how you present things is strange. I wouldn't say it's intelligent. That's not a mark of intelligence in any way. Like, I've heard people who, like, there's a lot of Southerners get crap for having an accent that is constantly portrayed as like ignorant in the media. And it's just like, no, you can sound very intelligent and still have that accent. Like, it's not about how you sound. There's literally nothing about sound and how you deliver things that is a mark of intelligence. Like, ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. And again, go out of your way to listen to that episode of Talk is Jericho, form your own opinion, because whatever they're going to talk about on the internet, on social media, and in a headline, it's worth going out of your way to actually go to the source and read it, or watch or listen to it, I should say.
Yeah. Anyway, this is obviously my perspective on it. It's just like, I was a little bit disappointed to find out that Keith Lee on TV is Keith Lee, an actual person, rather than like a guy playing a character, which the character I find interesting if it's a character. I don't like that as in a real human being.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm going to do this again. Serena Deeb and Leila Gray have a match. The match is fine. The idea is Serena Deeb is beating up Leila Gray.
Finally, someone catching on a little bit and just trying to run down the clock, but they didn't even give that much time, sadly. Like, if it had been closer to the wire, I think I would have liked it more.
So we've been saying for weeks that this wasn't leading to somebody making a debut. Yeah. This was all just killing time to bring back Sheeta, who had been abroad. Well, they brought back Sheeta this week, but they did it on the go home to a pay-per-view where they don't have a match.
And also, it wasn't like I kind of expected Sheeta to come out as her challenger, like, not just interrupt a match. Like, I was like, oh, which, like, again, maybe they were trying to subvert expectations on that because it was too obvious, but like, it was also on Rampage, which, like, for a while, like, when it first debuted, it felt like it was its own distinct primary show, like a third hour of equivalent content. And to me, lately, it's felt like a second show. Like, it is the second show of theirs. And I guess maybe with Eric showing up and with Sheeta returning, maybe they're trying to bring it back to that. But it did feel like a little bit out of nowhere.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to the 5th and final match that they have. It'll be good, but we need to get there in a different way. It can main event again, main event to Dynamite, main event to Rampage if you want to talk about it being 2 different shows, and have some stakes to it. The winner gets the TBS or TNT champ, or not TNT champion. Actually, yes. You know what? Forget it. The winner gets the TNT champion. No, the winner gets TBS champion or the AEW Women's Championship match. That's fine with me. It was just bringing back Sheeta on that Rampage show it felt out of place to me.
It felt like they'd been doing these Professor's Challenges kind of for nothing, because it didn't really have that much of an impact, in my opinion.
No, it was killing time to bring her back.
Glad she's back. Very glad she's back. But yeah, it was just like, oh, it literally just was killing time to remember, so that you don't forget that Serena Deeb exists.
Yeah,
like that's exactly. all it was.
And then the main event, a very good main event between 2 nice Canadian boys. All Ego Ethan Page takes on Christian Cage. Christian wins this one.
Surprised, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm very happy to see Christian back in the ring, because we haven't seen him back in the ring for a little bit, and then he wins over. Why did Ethan Page quit Impact?
Because he wasn't getting I don't think he was getting what he wanted out of it.
Well, I think he might have made a mistake.
I don't think he made a mistake. I think.
You don't think so?
Do I think
pay's
that
probably
more...
better?
Well, yeah, exactly. The pay's better. He was able to relocate his family. He announced to Detroit or wherever it was. He's flying out of DFW. Is he flying out of Texas? Whatever. He said he's got a new place. He's living in the States, and that's fine. Good for him. If AEW,
Texas?
He either said Detroit or Texas.
I hope Detroit.
It was either flying out of DET or DFW. Someone else can tell me in the chat, I'm sure. Either way, Page and Christian Cage have a really good match. I do want to see more out of Ethan Page in AEW. I think there is time to do that.
Oh yeah.
If the focus right now is on Scorpio Sky, which it is for the TNT Championship on Dynamite, that's fine. But I don't know, maybe there was a good story to tell with Page and Sky teaming up in some sort of way for the TNT title.
Was this for the ladder match?
This was for a qualifier for the ladder match.
So Christian, Christian, really?
Okay, it's Detroit. So for some reason, Ethan Page is living in Detroit.
Well, okay. I mean,
housing is cheap.
Hamilton to Detroit? Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a lateral move.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to change your life up that much. It's already a big enough shift going from Canada to the US. Hamilton to Detroit makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, so the match, again, the match is good. I don't know how I feel about Christian Cage in a ladder match after he hasn't wrestled in months.
It's very nerve-wracking. It's like, oh, this was to get you into that? With 3 massive dudes.
Remember how we were all super excited for the idea of Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon, because we had this morbid curiosity of what will happen when a 76-year-old man takes a bump?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't people are going to be like, oh, I can't believe he's equating the two. But there's a certain morbid curiosity of Christian Cage, who hasn't been in many matches in the last year, or if any matches, suddenly being in a ladder match. It's a little, y'all see this, right? It's a little strange. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. It made me a lot more interested in this match, because they took away my big man ladder match. Then, now I'm very intrigued now. This is gonna make good. Good make good. They did half and half it.
I don't know how to feel about that. Anyway, and then Red Dragon and Young Bucks show up, and Jurassic Express show up, and they do a little teaser. Each person grabs a tag title, Young Bucks and Red Dragon. And it's fine. Then Jungle Boy launches himself over the top rope to take out both Bucks and Dragon. It's fun. It was a good little teaser.
It's good. It's Jurassic Express comes out, and we're like, we're the tag champs, remember? And it's like, yeah. But yeah, I guess Christian is going to produce the match on the fly in the ring.
That's actually a good point. I'm seeing in the chat. I see Mod Mike talking about that, and I see Shadow Ranger. He's there to direct traffic. And you know what? Good point. I'll take it.
Again, that sounds like it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, let him be the ring general. That's Gunter. Let's talk about real quick. We'll run down the card, then we'll get out of here. It's a beautiful day, by the way, in Toronto. Get outside if you can, if you're in Toronto.
I'm going to be in a gross room that smells like old cake.
Oh, wonderful. Happy birthday to your child. No, it's not.
Shooting a music video.
I'm going to get outside and take a long walk. Anyway, buying card. Hook versus QT Marshall. Hook wins, right?
Hook wins. Most confident. It'd be weird if he didn't.
What if QT wins and he could hold that over Hook's head for eternity as his trainer?
Then they would have ruined Hook when they were doing so well.
Leila Hirsch versus Chris Statlander. I can see Leila getting the win here if it cements her as the heel.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of has to win now.
after Chris Statlander was a total dick.
It's so funny to me. It's so brutal. And then Leila just be like, "You said that. What is wrong with?" Which is like, that's about the level of energy that Leila can give to a promo, and it worked this time. Like, everyone was so down on that. I thought it was funny as hell. If it was cleared with Leila, I don't care. Like,
yeah. So anyway, House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews. They're going to take on Death Triangle. That's Pac and Penta Oscuro and Eric Redbeard. So funny as fuck. Eric Redbeard is going to take the pin in this match. I assume Brody King. If Brody King gets the win over Eric Redbeard, that'd be nice. Give him the pin.
Yeah. They still got to keep bigging him up.
Main card. So I don't know why we did this when we could have done the triple threat, but instead we're doing Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy versus Darby Allin, Sting, and Sammy Guevara in a 6-man tornado tag. Again, maybe we're just promoting the trios thing as a thing.
I don't know. I think it was to get Sting on the card. I think that's all it was.
Sting's pretty neat.
Yeah. Like, I think that, because it did feel like an awkward like shift, but like, yeah, I think it was just to get Sting on the card.
Yeah. Who do you think wins the match? Darby, Sting, and Sammy?
Yeah, I think so.
What if Matt Hardy screws them? Nah, you know what? I see it.
No, it's going to be the dissolution of the AHFO or whatever, so that Hardy can get into the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Darby, Sting, and Sammy winning makes sense. And then on Dynamite, you can easily have Matt Hardy come out and be like, "Hey, here's my brother Jeff."
I'm very curious what Ruckus is going to do for the music. So curious.
I hope he just remakes Jeff's old theme. No, you know what? Because it's stock music the WWE had for the Hardy Boys theme,
they can buy it.
They just use that.
They absolutely, if they can source it, I got to find the song, but like it's probably still available to license. So because I've heard it in television shows while the WWE was using it, they didn't purchase exclusivity. Oh my god, I ran out of breath.
Good stuff. John Moxley versus the Americans and Dragons and Bryans and Danielson. I don't know. I can see Mox winning, but I don't think Bryan needs to drop another match.
No contest.
But Bryan's been winning a lot, so a loss here wouldn't be that bad.
Maybe they both bleed into unconsciousness in the middle of the ring.
How much blood do you want?
I don't a lot probably, but I don't really care. But like, yeah, just have them both bleed until they faint, and then you just got to drag their bloody bodies out of the ring.
That's the answer right there.
This is what you are. You not entertained?
Not entertained. It's just a pit that opens up and they swallow them down.
Danhausen emerges.
That's
are
perfect.
You not entertained?
Oh god, give me the blimp. Anyway, I don't know, man. I think Moxley or Bryan in this one. I can see Moxley getting the win.
Deciding. Yeah,
I can see Moxley winning because he hasn't wrestled as much as Bryan since coming back, and it would look big. I think Moxley wins.
No contest.
Jay Cargill versus Ty Conchi for the TBS Championship. I think it'll just be a squash. Cargill will beat Ty Conchi. Or wouldn't it be something if they suddenly decide to do a big old swerve, not a swerve, but a shock, and have Ty Conchi win the TBS title? Yeah, I don't think so either. Chris Jericho takes on Eddie Kingston. Please let Eddie Kingston win this match.
Please let Eddie Kingston win a match.
This is the time.
Please. Jericho's been good about that. He's put over a lot of people. Let him put over Eddie too.
I think this is one time where Jericho would not lose anything in a loss.
No, absolutely not.
I would like to see that. What else? Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus versus Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson in a 3-way tag team title match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Now, does this open the show because Bobby Fish wants to make it to Denny's in time for the Senior Slam?
Oh, man. It'd be a good opener. I think that'd be good. Jungle Boy does a tremendous job opening the show. They've given him that shot so many times, and he's very good at it.
Yeah. I really do think that it's going to be Red Dragon, Bucks cancel each other out. Jurassic Express retains. I
solidly believe, yeah, Jey retains with an outside possibility that they give it to Red Dragon. But yeah, I think Jey retains.
They'll give you a reason. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sure.
That's the theme song. The idea of Paige Van Zandt costing Jade Cargill the TBS title. I don't know about that. I see it in the chat.
Paige Van Zandt is signing with AEW?
Maybe. I think they're going to work that into a thing with Dan Lambert and TK.
I hope it doesn't work out. I don't like her.
Hey, let's move on. Face of the Revolution ladder match is Keith Lee versus Orange Cassidy versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks versus Wardlow versus Christian Cage. There is not a seventh man, or at least there is no shocking reveal that we know about. No Joker. I think it's just a straight up 6 guys in the match. That's fine. They're not saying anything about a seventh.
I thought they specifically said there was, but
I think they've been waffling.
Maybe they walked it back. Yeah. If there is, it's Swerve. But yeah.
Or is it? Maybe it's Jeff.
They're going to swerve us on Swerve.
Maybe it's Jeff Hardy.
Please don't. Oh man, 2 old men in my ladder match.
Put Jeff Hardy in a ladder match? Fuck yeah, dude. Why not?
He old now.
Yeah, they're all old now. Welcome to wrestling. I think it's Wardlow's match to win. That's why I wouldn't put Swerve in this match, because Swerve coming in, and you can have a dominant performance, blah blah blah. But I want.
They've done that a lot. They've done that a lot with ladder matches, though. So let's not do that right now.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to keep it as the 6th guy.
I like this meme. It's all over my timeline. I love it.
The adrenaline in my soul. Surprise entrant Cody Rhodes.
It's a meme format. Adrenaline in my soul. X. And then,
yes, it's my favorite. Shout out to myself for that stupid Andrew Zarian Cody figure meme that I put out earlier today or yesterday. Yeah, I shouted myself out. Dr. Britt Baker, DM Dynamite versus Thunder Rosa for the women's championship of AEW. Who is going to win this match?
Rosa.
Okay. Yeah. I think Britt Baker wins. I think she retains, and I think we run it back in a couple of weeks.
Wild.
That's fine with me. Yes, they made the storyline of the 7th man being Sky, because
that's funny. That's very good. Good job with that. That's actually great. Where did this play out? Did I forget? Or
no, it played out on the internet, on the Twitter. TK had tweeted out. That's how this whole I'm going to sign Paige Van Zandt.
Tell your damn stories on the show.
God forbid. Yeah, there was TK offered a 7th spot to Scorpio Sky. And Scorpio Sky was like, no, I want the title shot. And instead he's going to get it on Dynamite ahead of whoever wins the
Which is great.
Face of the Revolution match.
They should have put that on Dynamite.
No, yes.
Instead of Lambert running his mouth, they should have just done it there.
Dog collar match, CM Punk versus MJF. This is going to be bloody war, but MJF. Both men stand something in the win. What do you think? MJF. Who's going to win this match?
MJF.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman?
Yeah, I think he needs to if we're going to get him to Hangman.
Yeah, you could do it. Who else?
We might not get him to Hangman, though. That's not a guarantee. So,
that's the thing, right? Maybe it's Adam Cole Bebe. Maybe it's Kenneth Omega. No, it's probably not.
Well, it's Adam Cole. He's wrestling him tonight.
It's a valid point, my friend. Punk winning would be interesting, but I just think it's MJF's time. I think Punk losing would cause Punk to go further into madness.
Yes, I think that, and it'll get us towards the Punk. Maybe I should be the bad guy. Right? Like that's what he does in his promo. And I think everyone sees that MJF has so much potential that I think a guy like CM Punk is willing to put him over.
This is how MJF should win the match, or at least get close to winning. Unhook himself from the dog collar and sneak around the ring when people aren't looking or people don't know. Sneak around and then beat Punk. That's how it should be. That's a callback, by the way. He's done that before. That was a callback to, by the way, MJF has been in 2 dog collar matches. You can hear more about that on Overbooked. Myself and Jeff Hawkins talking about notable dog collar matches before tonight's show. MJF has been in a dog collar match. He's done that, and it was a great spot where he just takes the collar off, hides and sneaks around the ring, and then eventually tries to take out Ethan Page without being hooked to the dog collar. It's good stuff. Anyway, we'll see. I think MJF wins as well.
Yeah.
Finally, for the AEW World Championship, probably the main event, Hangman Adam Page takes on Adam Cole Bebe. Hangman wins, right?
I think so. I don't think it's a guarantee. I like that there's some doubt. These two have to put on one hell of a match because, I feel like they just have to.
How do you hook the audience at the end of the night in this match? Is it a big surprise? Someone comes out at the end of the show and declares intention? Is it a return? Or do you just go off the air with Hangman Page holding the championship high, beating Adam Cole after a crazy match?
That's the thing. I think you can finish that as long as the match is sufficiently crazy. I think that's how you end it. But you need to, they better have been putting this together for before the Lance Archer match.
No blood.
No, yeah, I think it would be good. I don't need to see the blood pompadour again.
He's done with bleeding, that Hangman Page.
Yeah. So like, yeah. There's a lot of potential. My hopes are sky high. So we'll see. Man, Adam Cole looks dumb with that belt.
It's big. It's very
it's
big.
So big. I didn't realize. I saw it again this week and I was just like, wow.
I told you.
That's silly looking.
It's a very large belt on him. I want this to be a pay-per-view that has no debuts.
Yeah, I would also appreciate that. I don't think you're gonna get your wish.
I want to see them stand on their own without a big shocking debut.
I agree. I don't think that's happening. I think you see at least one, maybe two.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I would rather they do it to Dynamite the night the Wednesday of. They got to hook us somehow for Dynamite. I get that, but I don't think it should always be a return or a debut or something like that. The revolving door doesn't always need to be revolving, in my opinion. Once in a while, we can tell the story with the people that we have in the ring.
Yeah, lock that shit up.
Yeah. And there's a time and a place for it. Anyway, we got to get out of here. Tim.
Yes, we do.
Where can the people find you on the internet?
They can find me at Tipstone PTIMB, SEO, and EP, Twitter, and Instagram.
There you go. It's Fightful Overbooked. We're doing a watch along tonight here on Fightful Overbooked for this pay-per-view. AEW Revolution is tonight. Starts around 8 o'clock. We'll go live around 7:45, 8 o'clock. That's Eastern time, by the way. I am at Joel Pearl, JOELPEARL. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you on Wednesday. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Just watch everyday content stuff and,